Hey guys, happy Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, whatever day, again, you're getting to watch this. This week, again, we're talking about going through Jesus' teachings, things he taught about, things that he would speak on. And with today's, decided to choose a specific one because you guys have probably heard or seen everything that's going on right now around the country. Possibly you may have seen even like a little bit, even in Indianapolis. I know I've seen a lot of craziness happen back in Omaha because of all these not necessarily the protests, but these riots and all the violence. And I want to share this phrase with you that really just, when it comes down to, as I've had conversations with different friends, the question's always asked, what good is the rioting? What good is the violence? It's true. But it comes down to hurt people hurt people. There's this group, there's these people that have felt hurt for so long, felt all the pain and the hurt, and now they've resorted to hurting other people, which isn't right, and it's not good. But because of that, I want to talk about something that Jesus taught on really what can be our response in this time. It comes from Matthew chapter 22. And, it's Jesus, again, doing what he does best. The Sadducees and the Pharisees, these religious people, always trying to ask questions, trying to stump Jesus, right? And these are the ones that, especially later on in Jesus' ministry, as he got closer to his death, they constantly were trying to find something that they could use on him to prove that his teachings were false, or that he just had a lot of fake stuff that he was saying, right? And they kept trying to stump Jesus and all this. And so finally, it says the Pharisees heard that he had silenced the Sadducees with his reply, because, Jesus just talked about all these different things. He was asked about the taxes. He was talked about, resurrection. And so they always ask these questions trying to stump Jesus. And one of them finally, a Pharisee goes, one of them, an expert in religious law, tried to trap him again with this question. So again, they're trying to trap Jesus. They always try to put Jesus in a box of, so if they can ask him a question, if he answers it one way, they can either A, use it against him later on, or B, just be like, oh, well, you're saying this now, but you've been saying this. It says, teacher, what is the most important commandment in the law of Moses? Again, these guys are religious people, so they know the scriptures. They know the law of Moses really well. And so they're like, we got him here. They're like, we've got him, right? We've got him. And we're asking, we know all about this law of Moses. We know what's going to happen. And it says, Jesus replied, you must love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. A second is equally important. Love your neighbor as yourself. The entire law and all the demands of the prophets are based on these two commandments. So first off, it says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, your soul, and your mind. And even in one of the other chapters that talks about it, adds in your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Really love God with all of your being. We can't truly love until we understand what love is, right? If I don't know how to play soccer, if I don't know what a soccer ball is and I don't know how to use it, I'm not going to be able to play soccer. If I try and take a baseball and use it to play tennis, that's not what it's used for. If I don't know what something is, I can't use it properly. When we try and use this world's version of love, we're not going to be able to love properly. But when we look and we decide to love God with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength, love God with everything, we'll know what love is. We'll know what love looks like. And we'll understand the meaning more of love, and we'll be able to experience that and want to get that out, which brings into that second one where he says, love your neighbor as yourself. Right? Love your neighbor as yourself. Which means, first off, you have to love yourself. You have to be willing, you have to understand that you are worthy of being loved. God loves you, and that's all you need. He's blessed us with other people that have loved us in our life, but even if God was the only one that loved us, that's all we need. That's literally the only person. If you're looking for approval, if you're looking to be loved by someone or something, look to be loved by God. Because as we love God and we see who he is and we see that he created us unique and wonderful and one of a kind, we'll begin to love ourselves and love who we are. And if you think about it, he's saying love your neighbor as yourself. If you love yourself, you're going to love you're going to love getting to treat yourself. You're going to love to treat yourself. You're going to get to love to do things for yourself, get to love when good things happen to you. It's going to be like that. So love your neighbor as yourself. I say love yourself first because if I'm to love my neighbor as myself, if I don't love myself, I'm not going to know how to love my neighbor. And so I use this again in this time of chaos, this time of violence, of riots. Big thing you can do is pray. Pray for love to be shown. Pray for peace. Pray for justice and everything. But just ask God for people to see love. And as you may have conversations about it, it may come up, or you may see things on it, or quite possibly maybe even get asked about it. It's got to be in love. Look at how often Jesus responded in love. He went to a cross to die for us for love. He has all these times that the disciples, the apostles, ask him questions that, let me be honest, if I was answering them, I would throw the most sass, the most sarcastic response in return, begin to get frustrated and irritable with these dumb questions. But everything Jesus did was in love. Everything God does for you, it's in love. So even on that, as you love God, you're going to see that everything he does for you is in love. And that should pour over to everything you do towards others, towards yourself, should be out of love. Pray for people out of love. Pray for peace out of love. And what I mean by that is don't just pray for people because you said you would. Don't just pray for people so that you can say you did. Don't just pray for peace because then it'll mean, things can get back to normal. Pray out of love. Pray because you love someone. Pray because you love people. Remember, hurt people hurt people, but loved people love people. We're all loved by God. And when we realize that, and we guys realize and see that God loves you, you'll be able to love yourself, you'll be able to love others because you realize you've experienced that love and you can go and give that same love out. And so I really wanted to share that with you guys this morning. Not this morning, this afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching it. So I guess it could be morning. But I'm sharing it with you because whenever you see anything, whenever you see chaos, whenever you see a crazy post I'm sure you guys have seen, or you hear more about it, remember, hurt people hurt people, but loved people love people. And let your response be love. Talk to people in love. Talk to people from love. Pray for people from love. Pray for peace from love. Most importantly, love God above all these things. Pursue God. And when you pursue God, you'll be able to experience love in the right way. And not only that, but you'll be able to see what it's like to love people in tough times. So just remember those things. again, I'm going to end you guys with this. Hurt people hurt people, but loved people love people. I love you guys. Again, can't wait to be together again. And you guys have a great week. If you need anything, let me know. But hopefully see you guys soon.